Hello and welcome all to another edition of the Chill Stream. We got to introduce something back in here. Who knows? Hopefully soon. I'm not sure what um, I'm going to do to get things going again. Um, I'm not sure when either. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Um, but how is everybody out there doing? Hey, Luke, if you're still here, thank you for the welcome home. Uh, and here, let me share this out. That's the main thing we have to do right now. Uh, Twitter post. We shared it to Twitter. Let's grab this. Is you're going to sleep, Luke, or are you just this is boring to you? uh, Put a link in my Discord. Uh, hey, Elk, how are you? And let me grab an invite, copy it. Neither. Okay, what's you're not about to go to sleep? What's with the Z's then? Do, 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 do. Messages. So I gotta find my groups, which might be a little difficult because of what happened last week. Unfortunately, um, or Friday, I got emailed a link on Twitter or DM'd a link. I guess it would be more fitting. And said Instagram, and I thought, okay, no problem. And then it led me to supposed to be, finding out something to connect with your Twitter, and I signed in, and then it sent this pathetic link that I got to like everybody that I'm associated with that's following me. So it makes everything difficult now. Hey, Sketch, how are you? You asked if I was here. Oh, yeah. You're not here? So I had to respond to a lot of that between Friday night and Saturday, even Sunday a bit. I'm still getting it trickling in a few people, but when it sends it to everybody in your contact list that you're following and following you, it's just a pain because you got to go through all that just to find stuff that was before that to send out links or whatever. You know what? My problem is I should have just did a search. Let's see, cross. Group. Okay, so there we're just putting the link in Cross Comics 1.2 for anybody that wants to come on in that group. You back in Hamilton? Yes, I am. Sketchbook. How are you? Yeah. Well, as you know, I was, or maybe you know, I think you know, I was at my dad's for a few weeks. But I was sending resumes out around that area. I was sending resumes in Hamilton, and a couple of people wanted me to come in for interviews, but I wouldn't be able to make it. So I ended up deciding just to come back to Hamilton when my dad was coming down this way, so that's what I did. So I'm back at my cousin's. I actually have a phone interview on Thursday. Hey, goodness, Meadow is. How so? Good night, Spoon. Let's see. I don't know whether you can come on or want to come on, but I just sent you a link on Twitter, Sketch. Yes, I am. He said all the 3D animation shows you like are garbage. Reboot, Beast Wars. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not sure whether I'd say my childhood, but my early 20s for sure, or my late teens. When did Reboot and Beast Wars? When were they done? Reboot TV series. Okay, there's the new one. Well, I don't for 2022. 94. So yeah, I would have been 21 for that reboot. And let's see. Transformers Beast Wars. Okay, and this says it aired. When did it air? 96. Yeah, so it would have been 20 then, so, or over 20. That sounds like metal. Metal was. Like how you rephrase it. Well, he has a right to his opinion. You know, like they were good for their time. I think they were pretty state of the art for their time. They probably don't measure up, stand the test of time, as some people would say. Um, well, I went to see two movies today. I went to see what two movies? um, if Imaginary Friends, and I also went and saw it was a cartoon movie. Oh, Kung Fu Panda 4. So Kung Fu Panda 4, I'd say it was all right. Not as good as the previous ones, but it was still good. Worth going to go see. Thanks for humoring me. I set that joke up last night, and Metal skipped over the setup. um, And like I said, I saw If. It wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be with the trailers, but it was still good. I'm glad I went to see both of them. Next week, I'm probably going to go see two movies as well. I'm probably going to go see Garfield, as well as uh, not Kong. Uh, the new Planet of the Apes. How was it? Well, as I said, it was good. It wasn't, like I said, it was worth the money. I went to see it today's cheap day here, so just under $10 to go see a movie. Um, like $9.60 Canadian. So, but it was a little different than, like I said, what I was expecting with the trailers. The trailers make it seem a little different than what it is. Whoa, whoa! Nobody says nothing till I get back. I have a question for Rick, and if anyone spoils in Tom is getting the bucket. And the funny thing, in my life, I never actually ever had an imaginary friend. 5 to 10 years, they will do there will be do-it-yourself animation. 10 to 20 years, do-it-yourself live action CGI. Rick, have you heard about Abigail? Is that a movie? What is it exactly? If it's a movie or TV show, I think it sounds vaguely familiar. If it's biblical, I think again I remember hearing a biblical person by that name. But the name also seems familiar from something or other. So, is it an upcoming movie? I don't think I've heard about. I might have heard about it, but I can't remember seeing any trailers or anything like that. And again, everybody, make sure you hit that like button, share out what's going on here. Not that there's a lot going on, but hey, something's better than nothing, right? Don't Google it. Don't watch trailers. Don't talk to Tom. Go watch it in theaters. I don't even think it's out around me. Uh, this is a once in a lifetime only experience. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let me. Okay, so let's not Google it. Um, Movies. Uh, can I? I'm looking at the theater that's closest to me. It doesn't look like I can search for it. Yeah. Well, it might not be in theaters around here. I'll see whether it is. But it came out April 19th, so it is a month old. let's see what you guys are saying. Yes, if you heard anything about the movie, you already know too much. Unfortunately, I did catch one of the lines and trying to look it up on the site here. Let's see. We'll look it up for tomorrow. Nope, not at that theater. Okay, so I'm not finding it at the main theaters of Vampire. Vampire, says Luke. Let's see. So one Cine Stars Burlington. They might have it in because and unfortunately they don't have it in either. So it doesn't look like I can see that in theaters. Good night, Spoon. Forget it. The opportunity has been removed. Yes. Well, in a couple months, when it's streaming, I might be able to see it then. You just have to remind me in a couple months. Good night, Spoon. About it. So, that one idea that I was talking about last week of doing the well, the fairy tales in Prox Comics universe. I haven't exactly. Well, I'm trying to figure that out, but I have done a little something to it. Not really making them superheroes and then just setting up part of the world, if you will. But I've done a few minor drawings for that. I'm trying to incorporate the different lores. Like I looked up Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and as Goodnight Spoon was saying, I believe last week, I think it was Goodnight Spoon, that the original story had like three brother bears and an old woman. No, it's probably a bad movie. The only purpose was not to know the twist going in. Well, I still don't really. I didn't really look much. So, yeah, there we have. There's one of the brothers bear that I was going to do. Um, and I was figuring out how this whole world would work and how we can interconnect things a little bit. And it would take place over a little bit of time. So I'd have the brothers bear. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Ooh, you read the original? I haven't read the original, but I looked up online about it to get more information, and I got the Wikipedia up, and they said about it. So I didn't actually read it, but read the book or the story, but read, I guess, the minor synopsis that you would have on a thing. And technically, Wikipedia said there was three versions. The first one with the three brothers and the old woman, and then the next version they switched the old woman to the young girl, not called Goldilocks yet. And then the last one is what we all know and love, or maybe know and love. And of course, that is you know the the three bears, Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and Baby Bear. Uh, uh, well, I'm not sure whether or not. I saw that in this thing. I don't think uh, Wikipedia said that. I never loved Goldilocks. That but yeah, what I'm gonna do, I gotta figure it out exact. I've got some basic details, so I'm gonna start it off with well, I think I'm gonna start off the universe, for lack of a better way of saying it, with the three brothers. They're gonna be all different ages. I prefer my father's version, Bear and three Goldilocks. Okay. And we'll have the old woman with it bugging them, and then in that somehow then her daughter or probably granddaughter will be involved, which will be Goldilocks, and then eventually Goldilocks will be bugging the one of the brothers, the youngest of them is gonna I'm gonna have get married, and then so you got Daddy Bear and Mama Bear, and these are going to be humans, with the last name Bear. And they have a kid, so Baby Bear. Um, I have a cover of the Brothers Grimm stories. Were very unpolished to say the least. Yeah, or I can believe it. But I'm gonna have Goldilocks also end up being Little Red Riding Hood, and the old woman is gonna be the grandma, and then the older brother of the three bears is actually gonna be the lumberjack that saves them from the big bad wolf. I like the traditional ending. If the brothers had not died, they are living still. So, and of course, the big bad wolf will be the same big bad wolf from Red Riding Hood as the same one that is in um, the Three Little Pigs. And now I'm going to connect this with. Don't forget to finish your thoughts on imaginary friends after you finish this topic. Well, I think I said, well, what do you want to know more about the imaginary friends? I said the basics. It, like I said, wasn't quite what I expected. I still think it was good, um, and we're seeing. But anyways, but then I'm gonna focus on the for the bear family. Mama Bear dies, so just leaving Papa Bear and his little girl, because that's Baby Bear. I've decided it's gonna be a girl. Yes, film review if an other one. A baby baby just might be a nickname. Baby Bear's middle name. If it's not, I'm gonna have if it's not a nickname in her first name, I'm gonna end up having Baby Bear end up going by If it's a nickname, I'm gonna have her end up going by her real name. Um, but if it's a real name, it's gonna be how we're switching to her middle name, which will be Cinderella. So then we have that, the Papa Bear gets remarried, and you introduce the stepsisters. And of course, that with that you can introduce Prince Charming, um, because I believe Cinderella's prince was Prince Charming, which then you can introduce his brother, which would be technically another Prince Charming. Because Charming, I would think, would be the last name, or all have to be the last name. So then you can, from that, you can introduce Snow White. And, there's other ones that I'd like to introduce. I just got to figure out how to have some sort of connection between them all. And the Council and Gretel, and maybe Rapunzel, and Rumpelstiltskin. You were saying you never had an imaginary friend. Yeah, I never did. So I'm not sure what there's to say beyond that. Yeah, so I saw If, like I said, and I saw I'm seeing two movies today. Oh, Kung Fu Panda 4. Yeah, I like both movies. I think they were both good. Kung Fu Panda was a little different, of course, because you didn't have the five in it, so as well. Same, I tried to, but it didn't work. Well, I never even tried. Guess we're not crazy enough, eh? I don't know what we are, whether we're not crazy enough or we're too crazy. We're so crazy that we didn't need imaginary friends, or we had enough real friends to make up for not having imaginary friends. I don't know. So anybody else out there that's watching, well, Goodnight Spoon says he did. Did anybody else have a or not have imaginary friends growing up? I know I've seen about that thing in lots of TV and media, but I never had it. So am I imaginary? Maybe you could be. Like I've never seen you, so although I've technically heard you, have I seen? I don't think I've ever seen you. I don't think you've ever showed your face off camera to me, but we've talked on phone and stuff. So I don't know. I guess you could be imaginary. Uh, but okay, let me share some of my drawings from this. Not fucking response. Uh, Auditory hallucinations can happen, bro. Yes, I do. Uh, there's the beginning for Mama Bear, Mrs. Bear. And this one is even less detailed. The old woman trying to give her the cane or something that she's holding. The second of the bears, Bear Brothers. Frick, I forgot my motivation against. Do I want to be a real warrior. I don't know. There's my Goldilocks. There's Baby Girl or Baby Bear. I need to do work on these drawings, of course. The younger brother from Brothers Pig, the Straw Pig, Pig Straw. She looks too young to be an old hag. Yeah, well, that's why I got to work on it. Here's Stick Pig, Pig Stick. You know, gave him a saw because he's working with sticks. I haven't done the Brick Pig yet. Now, I drew this at first, this one here, Big Bad Wolf. Um, and it could easily be that he has a brother which is, named Wolf. So, but I thought this guy is, pretty lean. He's not really big. He might be a bad wolf, but he's a big wolf, not really a big wolf. So then I actually went and sort of redid him. I have dialogue ideas for Stick Pig. Okay. Then I redrew a Big Bad Wolf a lot bigger, so I'm not sure whether it'll be. I'll just use one of these designs or both of them. Maybe we can have give the Big Bad Wolf a Hulk-like ability where he can, or Bane, where he injects himself with something and he becomes the Big Bad Wolf. My starting designs for Red Riding Hood. One, I want to play number one, I want to play a game. Number two, the rules are simple. Number three, game over. Um, but I found out for Snow White that the dwarves, um, the originals did not have the names for that Disney has for them. So I found that interesting. So if I do Snow White in this universe, I can rename all the dwarfs, all seven dwarfs. So I started on my dwarfs. There was one, Jack Miner. Dwarf 2, Matt C. I might have to do it more. Okay, so if you want, you can throw in hello Zep. Okay. Um, and I thought of about how I would at this, with I got most of this stuff done. I was thinking, how can I modernize this stuff? Who would be the hero and a villain in this? I don't know how I'd fit all the other characters in, but I decided if I was going to modernize it, I'd take the lumberjack and make him a hero. I don't know a lot. I just designed costume. Um, so you'd have a hero called Lumberjack, and it'd be real Canadian. When I think about it, it'd be real Canadian of me. Right? So there is Lumberjack for the beginning looks, and then I thought, the villain could be easy. Would be fairly easy. The Big Bad Wolf, and I took a name from an old friend. His last name, man, well, I'm not sure how French he was, but he had sort of a French last name called De Wolf. Wouldn't Snow White be the hero? Yeah, she could definitely be a hero. Um, it'd be easy to make her into a hero for sure, and maybe even Cinderella of sorts. I'm just trying to think of these different stories. How do I incorporate heroes or villains? But anyways, I ended up thinking for the Big Bad Wolf. Like I said, the last name of the Wolf, and I thought, instead of having the rugged type or whatever, how you doing to describe it for villain, I'd end up having him like Kingpin or Lex Luthor type. So there's my idea for that type of version of the wolf. I don't think Cinderella has. I don't think there are any heroes in Cinderella. Well, technically, there's no heroes in. Well, the prince maybe, but no. I was just thinking Cinderella could be a hero. You could almost give her the Peter Parker story, give her some sort of powers or abilities, and she's the hero that like has the Peter Parker life. Everything she does, almost everything she does, goes wrong for her, at least socially or whatever. Eventually, I guess you could have her meet quote unquote Prince Charming. I guess she's granted powers by her fairy godmother, but she has to live in the house with her wicked stepmother and her stepsisters, having to deal with them trying to mess up her life. I guess she'd be a teen hero. We could make her Snow White's sidekick. Snow White and Cinderella, the dynamic duo. And make sure everybody's liking and sharing. Who's all still here? Obviously, I know Good Night Spoon's here. He's talking quite a bit. Well, to check something. This is something I meant to check out. Let's see. I'm not here. No, of course not. You're not here, but you just got here, right? Good Night Spoon. So, what do you guys think of some of my ideas that I'm thinking about? I'm trying to think of something to do for the channel. Once I get I know once I'm gonna get back, start working, and especially once I get my own place, I'm gonna start up more streams again. And I'm probably gonna start up some drawing streams. I'm gonna do probably do some traditional and digital. And I'm probably gonna do heroes that we know and heroes that we don't know, or the big twos and maybe some other ones. Drawing them stuff again, drawing my own characters again live, because I got to get things rolling on the channel again. As a fifth dimensional being, I am always just getting here, and I am also never here. Okay, Mr. Mixer Pidlick, or are you Batmite? No, Evan Mite. Nightmite. There we go, Nightmite. Mr. Mixopidlick, the fifth dimensional imp from Superman, who's got magical powers, and same with Batmite. Batmite is Batman's biggest fan. Why was Q not? Because you said fifth dimension. Mr. Mixopidlick is supposed to be from the fifth dimension. And I think so is Batmite. Although we could go back to the what's I'm not sure what the character's name was. There was that guy trying to rule stuff in the 70s or 60s Spider-Man cartoon. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Again, I don't think Great Gazoo was fifth dimension, or at least they never said he was. I'm just trying to go with creatures that I know are from the fifth dimension. Since you said fifth dimension. If you want to stricken from the records that you're a fifth dimensional being, or just an interdimensional being, or a godlike sixth dimension, sure, why not? I don't know any sixth dimensional beings though, so I don't know how powerful that would make you or not make you. I am Q. You're just on Q. Oh, or what about a coup? You want to take over a ship? You want to take over something? You want to propose a coup? What do you want to take over? What do you want to make a coup for? Now, so I might end up ending real early tonight because I've said almost everything that I'm going to say. I don't think anybody's coming on. No, seems like only you're here. Good night's been, although that could change. But I don't know. Aku is the guy who sends Jack to the future to dominate the world. Okay, if you don't say so. I mean, if you say so. I have a quick question you could take. Okay, go ahead. I will answer your question before I end for the night. Oh, and I finished watching X-Men '97 last week. It was actually pretty good. I didn't mind it, the whole thing. There was only a couple minor issues with it. Once, of course, where Rogue called Morph them, and then, of course, where morphs into Jean Grey and professes his love to a comatose Wolverine. It's not my question, it's a questionnaire. Okay. What questionnaire? How long will this questionnaire take? Oh, next week I will be having on a special guest. We'll be going over somebody's campaign and talking to them about their book that they have on Fun My Comic. Then tells you how high your standards are. Okay, let's see. Kids, yes. I think I could take somebody that was 6. I don't care about 8. Uh, can we click more than one here? I guess I'll do any hair color, any. I don't care about hair color. Religion, that I do care about. Once you got your results, I'll tell you mine. Oh wow. Of all the women in the states, only 4.2 meet my standards. $4.2 thousand. Uh, this is saying 7 million to 100. Oh, this is saying that's 7 million of 168 million women in the states. Literally 4.2 women. No, no, it's 4.2% of women. So I guess that's 4.2 women out of every 100. That's in the States, of course, Canada, it'd probably be about the same. And that's choosing any, I chose, got my age range, want kids, yes. I went from 5 to 6, minimum income 0. I did any ethnicity, any hair color, any eye color, any education. Just put Christian, smokes either, drinks either, exclude married, and then exclude obese. So I wonder. Let's put this up to. Geez, up the age range, and it only. Let's see. Up the height. Geez, it doesn't put it up fast, does it? Okay, why? What is going on here? Oh, that was yours. Zero 0.0004%. So you were like one out of 1,000 women. What's going on here? Oh, stream is ending because of you. Not much. I clicked the link that what Goodnight Spoon put in the chat there about. Um, it's basically what number of women in America meet your standards by percentage. Mine was initially 4.2%. No, I think I will stay. literally 7,000 for me. Wow. Initially. So did you change your standards? You fudging the data. Well, I won't say fudging, but I looked at different things. If I added different things or changed different things, I increased the age range to include a little bit more um, older people. And what was the other one that I included? Oh, I changed the height to basically include any height. No, it's still 0.00. I am what I am. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, and with me increasing what I increased, I went from 4.8 to 6.2. So I was able to increase my, initially I had from 5 to 6 foot, but if I go from 4 foot to 8 foot for in height, and I increased the age range to 55, although I probably really wouldn't go to 55, but um, it got me to 6.2%. Hey, Mike, how are you? Anything new? Um, since you were talking a couple minutes ago, or more than a couple minutes ago, about half an hour sketch, nothing news in the last half hour, but besides that, I don't know. New York, New Jersey, New Hampshire. Let's figure out what gets to 100%. Oh, once kids, I got it to 8% either. Well, I don't think you can get it to 100% because I just uh, put in the um, I got it to 78%. I did maximum age range both ways, maximum height both ways, 0 for minimum income. I put any for ethnicity, hair color, eye color, education, religion, smokes and drink or either, and I told it not to exclude marry and obese, and that got it up to 78%. So I don't think there's any way you could get it higher. Good night, Spoon. Because basically at that you're not excluding anybody. Well, maybe anybody. The highest for the age range is 70, so you're not excluding anybody you're just excluding people older than 70 and people under 4 feet and people on over 8 feet. Maybe my standards are too high. Maybe let this stream be a stream of peace. I agree. Rick, are you saying you're engaged in discriminatory dating practices? Everybody is. How goes Canadian Shield 3? Well, I don't think you were here last week. I did end up meeting. I'm not sure whether I met. I think I met with him. When did I meet with him? May 13th. Yeah, I met with him like last Monday. Um, Hopefully things are going better since last Monday. He does have had to have an operation on his one thumb. But he also was having a hard time getting into my Google Drive that I sent him for stuff for layouts. So we did that. I just sent him a message tonight to see how things are going now. It's been just over a week. Meant to do it or yesterday or Sunday because I was, I like to at least give him a week after I've actually interacted with him in some way to find out what's happening. The question is, who would be the host? Maybe he can start some game shows. So you want to date a Canadian? I'm not Canadian, so sorry. Says Tim Tom Tim Timothy Tim. Um, yeah, so yeah, that's hopefully that will be hopefully we'll be getting some pages or at least what we call pages, sketch pages of uh, doing stuff up. Jim can double as the host and sing the theme song. Jim Carrey. Yeah, I don't mind some of his acting. I'm not fond of Cable Guy. I haven't seen number 23, although it's one film of his I want to see. Actually, that's something I should react to when I get things set up for that. I figures you would think that, Tim. Then fighting words. I guess Goodnight Spoon thinks Cable Guy is a good movie too. Now, Larry the Cable Guy is a good actor. What do you mean? Not in the Cable Guy? Huh? Well, I guess he was a good actor in it. It's just that I didn't really like that film. Larry is a hillbilly. Yoko. He has one good joke, and that is it. Rick, what do you mean you did like that film? Just what I said. I saw it and I was like, what is this? You know, Tim Carrey usually plays somebody that's a little bit deranged in his movies, but that guy was completely deranged and psychotic. Why not Ron White or Bill Ingerville? Oh, who are they? It's we are living now. The cable guy is the life we're living now. How would you say that? I have nobody like that in my life, and I wouldn't want somebody that. Oh, Jeff Foxworthy is good. I know him. I like him. But you had to go with. Well, I just say I said Larry the Cable Guy because we were talking about a cable, the movie The Cable Guy. They had the name sort of in common. Oh, what? Just because I know who Jeff Foxworthy is, there's hope for me. The Cable Guy is the embodiment of every internet and Gen Z in society. What? You mean crazy? Psychotic? Never thought of that. Oh, I guess he's referring to the Cable Guys since ripping on the TV generation, just like Beavis and Butthead. I try not to usually look for possible messages in my movie. I just try and watch movies and have fun watching them. Sometimes it's almost blatantly obvious that they have some sort of message, or you can derive some sort of message from them. There was two children who attempted to murder their child because they thought Slender Man was real. Okay, that is wacky. Yeah, well, that's a I'll say parents not teaching their kids between fantasy and reality. Or the Tide Pod challenge, yeah. Oh, the kids with the Tide Pods. I don't know how they how come up with ideas like that. Or the cinnamon. Okay, I don't know what the cinnamon challenge is. Or the lug nut challenge. Cable guy is reality. Maybe I'll have to rewatch the cable guy. Although the few people I know in real life that watched it were not impressed by it either. That depends on they probably felt called out. No, these were pretty good guys, shall we say. Hey, sci-fi, how are you? Secondhand embarrassment? Maybe, I don't know. Timothy saying, "What's up, sci-fi?" Sort of what I asked too. Hey, how you doing? Uh, ever notice it be silent since Cap lost his channel? Maybe a little. Well, let's see. We did get a couple more people in here, but I think there were 2 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up in technically less than 2 minutes because not a lot going on. Oh, I just found out some things about people you know. Right? Yeah. Okay. Like on the internet or in real life? Probably on the internet. Is some of it about Timothy? Have you been sneaking over to his state and stalking him? You know how Lorenzo is always going around saying he's a scaly. Sure. Now I can hear you best, but we'll put you on the TV instead of STO laugh out loud. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, but how are you doing, sci-fi? starts to pick up his suitcase. I just found out. Oh, I don't think Lorenzo is that. Unfortunately, scalies are a derivative of furries, and that just came about, I think, due to the fact that I said that Lorenzo would be a furry, he'd be a scaly. One time I said that, just deriving. Let's get you to it's furry, but lizards. Yeah, I know. I came up with that thought before I actually knew, and then somebody checked it out, found out it was real. I was like, oh God. But it's just something that I called out because it sort of made sense. You don't. I think Lorenzo is playing a part of being a Sleestackian. The scaly thing is that wasn't said till sometime after we got to know him, and like I said, I said that a little bit of a joke. It was too late. I could not retract my question in time. Right? Yeah. Oh, you were asking good Nate Spoon what a scaly was. Okay, it's just simple. It's lizard version of a furry. Have you seen his Twitter? Lorenzo's? Yeah, I guess maybe not so much lately. I have, but I haven't. No, pay a little bit of attention. Do I dare look? I've been on Lorenzo's streams and all that. I've watched his streams. Oh, but I said I was ending at 15, and now it's 18 after switching rooms and listening. Okay, well, not saying a lot at the moment right now. Sci-Fi Nation, it's worse than a Weibo. I didn't think you were much on Twitter. There's a couple set. It's Tweeter, Twitter. Uh, I can't have my children see. You don't have kids. Last time I knew. Good night, Spoon. But I just checked out Lorenzo's Twitter. There's a couple sexy pics of stuff, but most of it's not. So you got me to look. Oh, well, I was more referring to Goodnight Spoon. Other people, well, I know Timothy doesn't have, but yeah, well, some other places, yeah, could have. That's only because I don't want them to see that. That's what you get for thinking laugh out loud. Although, like I said, I was more responding to Goodnight Spoons thing. I wasn't saying anybody else didn't have kids here because I know way up there, Sketchbook, I know he has a kid, although his kid's older. You say something, Anita?
I didn't fucking know.
Uh, if Lorenzo wasn't. Well, it's 21 after. Not a lot being said or done here, guys. So I think I'm going to end for the night. I actually have grandkids. I'm 48. A little sci-fi is the last one I'm using. Cool. Well, I'm 50, almost 51, and I don't have any kids or grandkids, although I would have loved to, but maybe I can get kids, maybe it could still be in the cards, but I would like it be. Uh, yeah, so I am here every Tuesday. So yeah, thanks everybody for dropping in. We'll catch you all. Hopefully, I will be on the mic stand tomorrow over on Mike Walter's channel. There will end up being a link in the whatchamacallit, the community post or on Twitter. That link should be up around 9 o'clock if anybody wants to check it out. So again, thanks for everybody stopping by. And yeah, maybe go back, watch some more of the video to find out other stuff that we were talking about earlier, or watch other stuff, try and get my view count up and my hours watched up. So hopefully I can get monetized sometime soon. So thanks for coming by. God bless. Have a great and wonderful day, night, whatever it might be for you. Love you all. God bless.